As if I ain't got enough grief with that one, I've been and bought another one. This is a lovely bike, an Aquila. It's 250cc. It was running, it just stopped. The funny noise stopped. It's been started a couple of times since, but won't run. So I'm just going to check the plugs in that now, and have some fun. Right, there's put a spark plug is down in there, and it's a long reach. I've ordered 2 spark plugs, but I'm going to have to wait for them to come because I can't get that out now. Well, I've been wasting time doing that. And in the meantime, I've got the plugs out. And I've got some juice, plugs ready to go back in, and a spark to put some petrol in the pots. And there's a lovely spark. But earlier on, when I turned it over to do that one, I noticed this here was shorting on there. So this might be bad earth. Might need a good clean or something. Okay, I'm just going to disconnect the coil packs, and the wiring, the back ones, is blue and white on this side, and black and white on that side. Well, I did have the bike going, the register, ignition, everything was working, and it stopped. But I had other people in the garage in the meantime. So anyway, we was pushing the bike backwards and forwards. It seemed like it was out of gear. And I tried everything to get the ignition to go, and I couldn't, and I just stumped. So I bought all new parts. I'm waiting for them to come. But this morning I went to reverse the bike round, and 3 times it felt like it was in neutral, and then it was in gear. So in the end I kept jerking and jerking and jerking. Eventually I got it so it stays out of gear. It is definitely out of gear now. So I thought, well, put the battery on. I put the battery on, and I got full ignition. So she's all ready to retry starting once we get electronics. Well, we've done all the handlebars and the grips. They all want a bit of polishing now. And now we're working our way down with the mounted light. And I've done 1 chrome so far. Now I've got to do the other side. Nobody will come up as good as that. And then I've got to recover the bottoms because they are fucked. Well, I'm cleaning the wheels now. I've sanded these down. I've got the paint for that, the proper stuff. And now I'm cleaning the wheels, and they're coming up quite nice. The other side's I've done the other side. Let me see if I can get up and show you. Well, it needs wiping over, but it's all been done. They're all degreased and everything. So it's all ready for repainting and treating. So we're getting there. Well, again, I've done all the front forks and the wheel. I've washed them down with soap and then with fresh water, so they're ready for the struts are ready for painting. And then next thing is to do the body work and get all that ready. But the front's come out quite good. I'm pleased with that. 16,197 miles. So it's done, which ain't bad. Well, today I 2 cans of gunk. 2 cans of gunk later. A gallon of soapy water. And a hose pipe with fresh water. And she's been scrubbed and dubbed. There ain't no grease and shit on her now. So all the work I got to do on her now is going to be all nice and dry. So I'm winning. I've got all the right paint for the heads and the forks, all the proper stuff. What was already on there. Here she is on the other side. Just let the path dry now and put her away, and that'll do me for today. 5 hours that took, gunking that and cleaning that. 5 hours non-stop. Okay, so today I've started on the framework. You can see it's coming up now, and the radiator's all right new. Coming out lovely. I've worked my way around the frame. I've got to have another coat yet, because it's not showing you now because I'm putting it on thin. But there you are, that's what it's like now I've finished it. And there is what it's like waiting to be done. I'll show you that again when I've finished it in a minute. As promised, there's the frame now. And I showed you the back frame just now. Now I've sanded it and cleaned it and painted it. It looks like new. It's got the bottom frame to do now, underneath the engine and the back legs here. Well, there's the framework, back end, all done. All I've got to do tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow at hospital, is the swing and arm mechanism. So then it's all done. And then the next job I've got to do is sand down and re-chrome or re-silver paint, which is what they are. The same stuff as I got here, and the front mudguards. But do all that, I've got to clean up the exhaust, which is nothing but that was my main worry, is getting that framework, that chassis done. And as you can see, I'm happy as a lark with that now. There's the chassis there. And the radiator come out like new. I'm getting there. Of course, the hardest part is going to be doing that stand. So I've got to get down and lay down and do it all. But it'll come up okay. Then coat all the frame one more coat. And that is solid. Better than the original. I've cleaned the bike all over now. There's no rust, no dirt, no shit on it. I've done all the framework. Done the swing and arm. But none of it's finished. Lots of it has got to be, like the wheels have got to be sanded again. And parts of the frame have got to be sanded again. But under control, controlled area at a time, because it's too much to do in one go. You've got to just get it clean and work on it. But there it is. All done. Like new. Engines next, new cylinders. Okay, I've done what I can with the exhaust. The front is the only bit that I show. All this is covered. It's been treated for rust now, but it's all covered with chrome covers. Now I've done one cylinder head, and see what it's like up to the old one. So it's coming on. It needs another coat yet, but it's coming on lovely. There's the second side. Had its coat of paint, but it needs a rub down, and well, quick rub down with a light cloth, and then another coat, and that'll finish it. And then we just got the front pot to do tomorrow. There's no rush, as I say, I'm running out of work as it is. But it's starting to come up. There she's coming up now. I've done both barrels now, but because of the nature of this paint, you get flecks on it. You've got to wait for it to dry and then dust it. But I wait for it to dry, dust it, give it another coat, then wait for it to dry, dust it or varnish it, polish it up. But that's that side done. And now that's this side done. You know, the only thing I can't really do a lot with is that exhaust. But what can you do with it? Anyway, she's starting to look lovely. Now, the one thing is now, I'm hoping that I'm right about the electronics. If not, and there is something wrong with the front, at least it's all clean. I can take the engine out and strip it down on a bench. So hopefully one little bike. I've rubbed all the wheels with wire wool, but I've just done the forks, and the forks, the wheels did have a coating on, which was like this paint polished. So I don't know whether to repaint them or leave them as they are. But easy way is to paint them, obviously. So I've got to make your mind up while I'm waiting for paint to dry. So it's a brand new starting motor fitted and ready to go. I just got to put the electronics on now and she's ready to try starting. Okay, today I've got to fit the new coils. These are guaranteed to go on the bike, but they are different to these. These primary winding is there, and the primary winding there is connected to the centre core, which on this one it's not. So what I'm going to do is just feed the primary winding in and out, and that should go to earth anyway. So I don't think it matters which one that's on either side, but going by this one is connected up to the thing. The wire that goes on with the clip, this goes on with a round nut and bolt. The wire that goes on here with the clip is on the outside of the windings. So what I've done the same here. I'm going to stick with the outside of the windings for the clip on, and I'm going to put the new fitting here onto the inside one. So fingers crossed. I've tested the new ones with the meter, and they come out top of the range exactly. That's 4 point something, which meant to be 3.5 to 5.5, and that's 4.5. And then the top is meant to be between 20 and 30, and this one's at 32. So both coils are fantastic. It should be okay. So we'll put them on today, and that's this job for this morning, and see if we got spark. Right, the wire for this is routed in there and up through here to go onto the two plugs here. This yes. That comes in and goes on to them two there. So that's for this unit here. Well, I started stripping the bike down and take it down to the basics as I can before the manual comes, because I'm no expert. I took all the side off, took the starter off, took the cooling radiator off. Now I just got to disconnect the chain drive. I'm going to go at this side, see what I got on this side to play with. Yee, the exhaust would be a bastard. The exhaust. Well, the dreaded happened. I put all the ignition on, the starter motor on, went to turn it over and it didn't go. And first thought it was duff starter. But then I put it in gear, tried turning the wheel, and the engine is seized. So whatever it was causing the engine to be playing up, there's now actually fell and broke and needs addressing. So I started stripping it down. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I'm just doing the obvious, because I need the manual, and that won't be here for a few more days yet. But in the meantime, I can start stripping it and putting everything in order. I'm done this one. I'm letting the oil drip out of that one now. Then that'll come off in a minute. I'm hoping that while I'm playing about, I'll find whatever it is before I take the engine out. But after this now, the next thing is the exhaust off. And then I got to figure out how to take that carburetor cluster off. I'll have to read up on that. But the manual's not coming for another couple of days yet. Anyway, there's no rush. I'm getting on. Well, I managed to get the carburetor and the air filter off. So now it's just a matter of have the heads off and see if I can see anything in there that's gone. And then if not, is take the exhaust off and get the engine out. So fingers crossed, I'm just plodding on. Well, the curbs are off now. The exhaust has got to be the next thing to come off. I was hoping I'd have a spanner to put on here to see if I could turn it over, but no such luck. I take the chain off next with the exhaust and start stripping the pots down. Well, get the engine out, we take this pot off first, hope the problem's in there. If it is, put it back together and repair it. But there you go, it is our way, it's just learning as I go. The manual, I was saying until I accidentally hit the button, the manual for this will be here on Wednesday, so I'll be able to have a better go at it then, fingers crossed. Here's my system. You get all the tools out over there and you pick what you want. You take the toolbox over, you use what you want, and then the tools you use on the job you leave out, the rest you put back. And so far for this job all I've used is that lot there and the little socket. The bar is for a nudger because it's some of them are really tight. So that's all I've used to do this. Now I've got everything off the carburetor. All I'm left to do now is undo the 3 main bolts and the engine should lift out. I just hope I can lift it out on my own. I might try making a pulley up from the roof. See what I can do. Anyway, that's it now. Tomorrow engine out. Build a makeshift bench in the middle here. And get the engine on it, strip it right down to nothing. Because it needs doing. Well, I put a spanner on the crank and I can actually turn it now. It's quite loose there, but then it goes stiff, and considering there's no plugs in, that's too stiff. So I'm going to strip the engine. If I can't rebuild it to fucking shit, I've never done one of these because it ain't that, I don't know what it is in there, it's weird. It's the cans right there. But anyway, I'll strip it down and have a go. Well, I come out this morning, sat here looking at it, tinkering around, put the spanner on the clutch, turned it over and it relatively smooth, other than when you got to the valve. So I thought, sod it, put it back together. So starter's on, we're going to see what's going to happen. Okay, I got an half built earlier on, so as I can get the electric wiring all that together. Then I realised just to test the starting motor, all I need is a cable to the earth, to the chassis, and one to the starter, and I did, and she's turning over lovely. So I'm putting it back together now. I'm not going to put the carbs on, I'm going to put petrol in the pots and see if she fires. But I'll get all the ignition and that together first. So fingers crossed. Well, I put the battery back on, and I put the spark plugs on, and I'm getting sparks, and they're 10 times better sparks than what I was getting the other week. So the bike's all back together now, all by the carburetor, but I don't need the carburetor to start with a bit of petrol in the pots. So that's what we do tomorrow now. And what I got the exhaust off, I took the advantage of taking them back, get all the rust off of them, and now I can treat them with my own silver. Hopefully they will win it. But that's enough for today, because I've got one bracket, exhaust bracket, that wouldn't come off. So I've already had one, I've cut it and re-welded it. So I've got to make this one good. And that'll be job in a minute. That'll be easier on there than what it was on the bike. Okay, so now I've come out this morning. I've got my exhaust here dropped on the floor. I've come out this morning, the bike's, I've stripped it down, there's probably nothing wrong with it, but she's turning over now. I put everything on I need to get the engine to run. So what I'm going to do now is put spark plugs in with a bit of petrol in the pots and then turn her over and see what she fires like. She should fire a few times and give me some idea whether she's running right or whether she needs stripping down and rebuilding. But then once I know, either put the carburetors back on and get her going, or strip her down. So let's I'll film the starting to show you it, but I'll put the petrol in the pots first and then put the camera back on after. Well, I had to get the head off at the front one, and I've got the chain tied up now because if I turn it over the chain knows it locks. But got to figure out how to put it back together now. It's turning over lovely. I would like to turn it on a starter, but I suppose I could put that case back on and do it. But I don't think there's anything wrong with this one. I took the top off and it seems okay. So it's just a matter of waiting for the handle now and put this one back together. But because I stripped it right down to put a can follower it out, you had to really get the head off because all the nuts was underneath it. So it's figuring out how to put it back together. But once I got the book, it's easy. Piece of cake. Well, another day, another dollar. I just rebuilt that now, put all the timing back where it should go, put the tape cover on. I've got the other, it's all turning over lovely now, there's nothing knocking. Thank God the valves weren't damaged, hopefully that's it now. But I'm going to put her back together and put all the oil in, because if I keep trying to turn her over without the oil, I'll eventually damage her. So if I got to drain the oil out to do it again, I will. But if it's not going right this time, I'm taking the engine out and I'm going to on the bench, because that's the only way to strip it right down the right forward. But I couldn't see nothing wrong. And as I say, I put it back together and there she is now. Perfect. Well, I've got the exhaust on, the head's on, everything's on. All I've got to do now is put the ignition timing on here. Take 2 minutes to put that on. And then I'll try starting again, but I'm putting a lot of oil in her this time. Because if you don't go this time, I'm going to filter the old oil and not putting new oil in. So there she is, battery's ready, everything's ready to go. So hopefully she should fire. I know all the timing's on that front one. Well, to strip that bike and rebuild it, that's all the tools I used. I didn't use all of the sockets, obviously. And that's some of the bigger sockets I used out in the other box. That's all I used. That stripped and rebuilt the whole bike. Well, it would do if I needed to. Anyway, I've had a clean up. I've sorted all my the parts for this is down there. So that got to stay there. I've sorted 3 more boxes out of this. And I put more away for emergency for spares. But I've got enough out of what I need. So I've had to tidy up. The bike's all ready to start. I've checked the sparks there, the ignition's there. Tomorrow I decide whether to put petrol in the pots again or put the carburetors on and go the whole way, because if it ain't going now, I'm going to have a break before I strip it down again, but next time I should total strip down and rebuild. So, fingers crossed. Well, I've been up this morning, put the carburetor and the filter back on, and that was a bastard. That took an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's all fiddly diddly. I've still got to join the throttle and the choke up yet, which takes 2 minutes. But it's so bloody hot today, I've got to have a break. Okay, I've suffered all the heat. And now I've got everything back together. All the wiring, all the electrics. And I've put the carb on, the oil filters on, the oil coolers on, everything's on. So if she starts, I can run her for a little bit. But obviously I can only run her so long because she'll overheat without the airflow. Anyway, all I've got to do now is put the tank on, put the petrol through, and find the guts to turn her over. And in theory, I can't see she shouldn't go. If you don't go now, the only thing I can suggest is that CIU unit there. If it don't go, I'll change that and try again, because I've got a brand new one over there. So fingers crossed. Tank on, turn the fuel on, choked her up, and I turned her over. She turned over about 8 times, and she just started to sound like she was firing up, and then she stopped dead again. I just started motor won't turn again, so there's something seized. I just don't know what it is this time. So it's a matter of strip it down and find out again. I'm hoping I wasn't mad on this timing chain tensioner. So I'm hoping it's that jumped again. If it is, I can do it on where it is. Fingers crossed. Well, after I couldn't free the engine, so I just put all morning rigging. I just had to send off for a tool to pull the hub. Can't pull that there. So I spent £7 for a tool to pull that off. I'm letting all the oil run out now and I'll clean it because I'd rather that than on the bench I'm making. And then total strip down job. If I can't rebuild it, tough fucking shit.